Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Mic hot, crowd lit, 5 on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I let gang, back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shay.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. Shay's tube, she back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
All right. Welcome to Shay's Tube Late Night Owls Talk Time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Welcome to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watched this in the replay. And no one is in the chat, so it's just me, you guys. And that's great. That's great. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and go over the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area, and part of it is scrolling across that screen right there. Guys, if you enjoyed this content tonight, make sure you thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure to share and leave a comment. If you want to show additional support for this channel, you can do a super sticker, super chat, or you can copy yourself a membership for $4.99 per month, or you can do a cash app at $ShadesTube. Thank you guys so much. Thanks to all who have donated in 2025. I definitely appreciate you guys. Okay, so happy and blessed Tuesday/Wednesday. It is almost New Year's Eve, guys, and whatever you do on New Year's Eve, y'all make sure y'all be safe and have fun at the same time. All right, so let's go ahead and get started tonight, guys. We're going to talk about Joe Rogan, what he said about Trump over the statements he made about Rob Reiner and his unaliving by his son. We're going to also talk about D4vd, what they found in his home, and this is probably why he might be getting ready to get indicted by the grand jury, like I told you guys yesterday. So go get you something to drink or relax in bed or seat or whatever. If you are at work, continue to do your job or watch or listen to me on the download. Let me check to make sure I'm coming in good. Whatever. If you are at work, continue to do your job or watch or listen to me on the download. Let me check to make sure I'm coming in. Okay, that is great. I'll do that every time because I have to make sure Okay. The worst thing you can do is be doing a video and don't know the sound is not coming in. We are not going to be here that long tonight, guys. Okay. So we may go an hour, we may not, but we definitely won't go over an hour. Okay. So the first thing we are going to talk about, let me put the music on real quick. So the first story we will talk about tonight will be Joe Rogan, Rob Reiner, Trump. Okay, so let me go and put that header up real quick, and that's what we are going to talk about first. Excuse my daggone voice. Okay, hold on for a second. Okay. Anyway, I know y'all heard about those little statements Donald Trump made when Rob and his wife first, were unalive. Okay, so anyway, Joe Rogan had a reply to that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to it. I'm waiting till it loads. Okay, so this is according to Variety. Okay, so anyway, a lot of people did speak out against that. A lot of celebs and stuff. Anyway, Joe Rogan, he is the latest industry heavyweight speaking out against Donald Trump's repeated attacks against Rob Reiner after he and his wife were tragically unalived by their son. Now, Trump alleged that Reiner's unaliving was due to the anger he caused others from being outspokenly anti-Trump. As we all know, Reiner's son, Nick, has been arrested in connection to his parents' unaliving. Hey, Icy Kitty, thank you so much for being here. And happy and blessed Wednesday to you. All right, thank you for stopping by. Now, the Rob Reiner thing is not funny, Rogan said on a recent podcast featuring comedian Shane Gillis. When you see it with no empathy, that's when it's hard to like. Listen, there's no justification for what he did that makes any sense in a compassionate society. It's no different than people that were celebrating when Charlie Kirk got unalive. It's the same kind of thing. And I agree, because how can these same people who got mad at people for making jokes about Charlie Kirk not be mad about Trump saying stuff about Rob Reiner? Okay, how can you not have that same energy? If you don't want people, if you think it's inappropriate for people to say things about Charlie Kirk, well, this same things, the same energy should be out there for Rob Reiner. It's a tragedy anytime someone gets unalive, certainly by their kids. And I don't see this as any type of joking matter or saying stupid stuff, point blank. Now, he said, imagine if Obama treated something about someone after they passed in this way, that this person was a deranged person that hated Obama. Rogan continued. It just shows how crazy it is, the way Trump thinks and talks. It's just like the guy got sliced up by his kid, Anybody that doesn't see that and go, F man. Rogan says someone should have taken Trump's effing phone away from him when he decided to weigh in on Reiner's unaliving, and added that he was so disappointed by Trump's comments. He said, it's so disappointing. It's like, why? If you say that privately, that's one thing, which is also crazy, but it's so disappointing. So, as we already know, Trump made his statements on Reiner in a Truth Social post that read, a very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling, but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away, together with his wife, Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, come on. hate when you got to sneeze a line. So, due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump, with this obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness, and with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before. May Rob and Michelle rest in peace. So anyway, Trump doubled down on his criticism of Reiner, of Reiner hours later when asked during a press conference about Republicans condemning his original statement. He responded, "Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. I thought he was very bad for our country." How? Anyway, as we know, the U.S. president was widely condemned by Hollywood for his statements on Reiner. Josh Gay posted on Threads, "There is no low that is too low for this effing psychopath. Rob Reiner was 1,000 times the man you are, and I like you. He actually cared about the American people. Go paint your hands on your gold effing toilet and destroy things like the White House. That's what you do best." And then Jimmy Kimmel also bashed Trump as hateful and vile for going after Reiner after such a tragic unaliving. The late night host added, "What we need at a time like this, besides common sense when it comes to GUNS and mental health care, is compassion and leadership. We did not get that from our president because he has none of it to give. Instead, we got a fool rambling about nonsense." And then Whoopi Goldberg on The View condemned Trump, and also every Republican staying silent on the matter by saying there is no justification for him to have written what he wrote. There is no way to justify it. And all those Republicans who are quiet, damn you all. Damn you all. Okay? So I agree with Joe Rogan because as someone that is a leader of the country, you need to make sure you watch what you say. Even if you have negative personal feelings, I think certain things should be said out in the open. Certainly when people are unalive. You know, it's really disrespectful, and it's just really just shows a disregard for this man and his wife life. Okay, I mean, it is such a tragic event. Why would anyone say anything like that? It's weird. If you cannot say anything good, you just might as well just keep it to yourself. And certainly, if you are the president or any type of high position, certain things you just don't need to say. You should watch what you say, regardless of what you may feel within about that person. You should always maintain respect because you never know, if something like this may happen to you or someone in your family. And then everybody was talking about what he said, what Reiner said after Kirk got on the line. But the thing is, Reiner isn't a president, okay? He's not that. When you have a high position, you are representing the entire country. So therefore, you need to watch what you say, okay? Point blank. You can't be acting like, you don't have any control and you don't have any compassion for anybody or anything. You can't be doing that. It's not a good look as a president. So I don't blame Joe and everybody else who says stuff, about the president when he made those statements. I don't blame them. It's plainly disrespectful. See, one thing that's wrong with people, period, is that when someone says something crazy, they will go back and try to use what the other person said to condone somebody else's actions. Let me tell you something. Two wrongs does not make it right. Okay. Just because Reiner said what he said, it doesn't mean that Trump needs to say what he said. Because let me stress this again. Reiner was not a president. Okay. Period. He does not have to, the world is not looking up to him. Okay. Like they do Trump. Okay. So those are two different type of people. And yes, he should have said what he said either. But the thing is, when you know you are at a high position, certain comments you should refrain from making. All right, because not only does it show a lack of compassion, it shows a lot of negative things. Okay, and this is something that we should not want the leader of our country to look like, or to be known as. Okay, point blank. It was definitely too soon. He shouldn't have said that, point blank. He should have just said my condolences and left it at that. It's a sad, tragic event. My condolences to the family. And it's a sad day. That's it. You could have just said something like that. Or just don't make no comment at all. I mean, it's not that hard. You know, you have to watch what you say when you're in leadership positions, okay? Point blank. I don't care what other people say who are not in leadership positions. I just don't. No, no one should say crazy stuff when people pass on. But certainly if you are a leader or in a high position, you definitely should not be saying stupid stuff. And that's just on everything. Okay? So let's go to TikTok, and see what he said on his thing himself. Okay? Let's go look at that real quick. It always sounds better when the person you said, when you hear them say it. So let's look at that real quick. Okay, let's see. Oh, man. Okay, let's see this real quick. So this is him right here.
But the Rob Reiner, the Rob Reiner thing is not funny, right?
No.
And that's like the same thing.
Yeah,
it's the same kind of thinking. And when you see it with no empathy, that's when it's hard to like.
Yeah.
I
wish he could apologize. I know you can't, and he won't.
Listen, there's no justification for what he did that makes any sense in a compassionate society. It's no different than people that were celebrating when Charlie Kirk got shot.
That's what. That's the thing that bothers me.
Same kind of thing.
Bro, it'd be like if Obama tweeted. Yeah, rest in piss.
Imagine. Oh my God, imagine if Obama tweeted, something about someone, after they died in this way, that this person was a deranged, that person that hated Obama, and he wrote Obama like all caps. Imagine if Obama talked like Trump. Do you imagine if Obama talked like Trump? They hated Obama. If that was his thing, he talks about himself in the third person. That would be crazy. It just shows you how crazy it is the way Trump thinks and talks. But the Rob Reiner,
so and that's true. I mean, he has to. I think he just feels like he can say any damn thing he wants. Okay, too, which is crazy. I mean, if you're not a fan of Reiner, I mean, just say my condolences and leave it at that. It's not hard to say that. So let's see what he says.
When he does crazy shit and it's funny, I like it.
Right. But the Rob Reiner, the Rob Reiner thing is not funny, right? No. And that's like the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thinking. And when you see it with no empathy, that's when it's hard to like.
Yeah. I wish he could apologize. I know you can't, and he won't.
Listen, there's no justification for what he did that makes any sense in a compassionate society. It's no different than people that were celebrating when Charlie Kirk got shot.
That's that's the thing that bothers me.
Same kind of thing.
Bro, it'd be like if Obama tweeted. Yeah, rest in piss.
Imagine. Oh my God, imagine if Obama tweeted, something about someone, after they died in this way, that this person was a deranged, that person that hated Obama, and he wrote Obama like.
They just would have went off. Okay, it just would have been in every damn newspaper, all over the internet. They would have bashed him forever. Okay, if he would have said some weird stuff,
All caps.
he definitely would have gotten canceled. Okay.
Can you imagine if Obama talked like Trump? Can you imagine if Obama talked like Trump? They hated Obama. If that was his thing. He talks about himself in third person. That would be crazy. It just shows you how crazy it is the way Trump thinks and talks. It's just like the guy got sliced up by his kid. You know, anybody that doesn't see that and go, "Fuck, man."
Yeah, it's the worst. Also, the kid's claiming not guilty right now.
Oh, Carl. Okay.
I like it.
By reason of what?
I like the move.
Oh boy.
By possible reason of insanity. Okay.
So dark, man.
Yeah, it's really fucking horrendous.
But on the other side of it, the Rob Reiner thing was crazy because Rob Reiner like made it a mission to try to get Trump out of office and to try to get Trump arrested. And there's this really weird video where he's sitting there with John Brennan and James Clapper, these two top dog spooks.
Yeah.
And they're talking about how this is like unacceptable that Trump is president. I'm like, this is a crazy thing and like high production value.
Yeah.
So it's like all filmed together. They're coming up with reasons why they have to remove Trump from office. Maybe they knew something.
Look, all that sucked. I think that sucked.
Yeah.
But then, dude, you get murdered next to your wife by your son.
Horrible.
That's like the worst thing possible.
The worst thing.
The president.
Right. It's a crazy thing to put out.
By the time this episode comes out, we'll have moved on.
Yeah, but it seems like, it seems like whenever something like that happens, where someone is happy that someone died, so many people just you feel so disappointed. You just feel like it's so disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it's like why
you should never really be, I don't know. I just think it's weird. I mean, if you actually do not like a person and they pass and you don't have anything good to say, I just feel like you don't really need to say anything. And him being the president, honestly, he could have just said, my condolences goes out to his family and friends. Just left it at that. Okay, you don't even really have to say anything else because everybody already knows he didn't like the dude. So, I mean, why even go into anything? But see, when people feel like they can say anything and people still support that foolishness, that is a reason why they say whatever they want. Point blank.
Why? If you say that privately, that's one thing, which is also crazy.
Yeah.
But it's so disappointing. I mean, someone would have to be the worst person ever. And then you're like, you know what? Fuck that guy. But Jesus.
Yes.
And the way it happened too, like, yo.
The way it happened makes it 10 times worse.
And then you have to watch what you say because the thing is that we don't control our destiny. Okay, I know some people don't believe in God and things of that nature, but still, it doesn't matter what you believe. You still do not control your destiny. Anything can happen anytime to you or to a family member or whatever the case is. Then what? You want people to feel compassion for you? Okay, what goes around comes around. I mean, like they always say, if you don't have anything good to say, just don't say anything. And as a leader, like I said before, you should always know that you have to set the best example because people are looking up to you. So certain things you should not even say or do, even if you want to say or do that. It's just simple as that. You have to, not do certain things. Even if your flesh is telling you to do it, you got to resist that and say, no, let me just go ahead and do my condolences to the family and friends. Just leave it at that. No further comments, period. You said Joe Rogan. You said he looks so different from his old show, Fear Factor. Oh, wow. I don't know. That's why he did used to be on that Joe. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't look like he done got bigger and stuff.
And
if he died in like a funny way,
right?
Right. Then it would be if he was like, I'm gonna fucking parachute out of a plane.
Right.
There you go.
Something stupid. There you go. Oh, he's bungee jumping. He lied about his weight.
But then the worst possible way to die.
The worst possible way to die. I mean,
and he did before all the political shit. He did rule.
Oh, he had amazing.
He fucking
movies,
ruled.
Man. Guy made amazing movies.
He ruled.
I mean, let's bring up Rob Reiner's filmography. How many great? He wanted to come on the podcast and talk about JFK.
That would have been sick.
Yeah. I don't know why that never happened. What films did he do?
Started off with, I don't think Spinal Tap might have been the first one, but Princess
Spinal
Bride,
Tap.
Stand By Me.
Okay, Stand By Me and Princess Bride, two of the greatest
Few
movies
Good
of all
Men.
time.
Wait, he made A Few Good Men.
A lot of good movies and stuff like that. He did a lot and stuff. And the thing for me though is just because someone doesn't like, a political figure, it doesn't mean that you people should glorify if they get unalive or if they pass on. I didn't even agree with people when they was making jokes about Charlie Kirk. I'm just gonna be perfectly honest. I remember when the president had CV-19 and people were saying certain things. I was like, no, that's not good. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, even if you do not like a person, I don't feel like you should be saying negative things like that. Like when they are passing or they have passed or they sick, because you never know. The same thing you're wishing and laughing about, somebody may be doing the same thing to you. You just never know what the future holds, and people better be careful how they do and what they say about others. Okay, so y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments section. You said also what? Also the movies are very different from each other. Yeah. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments section about all of this. I mean, this happened right when Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle got unalive, and that's when President Trump made that statement. Just tell me what you think about that, and don't use the fact what Rob said, because again, he should have said what he said as well, but he wasn't in a high leadership position. All right, period. And again, he still should have said what he said either. Two wrongs do not make it right. All right, point blank. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Let's move on now to D4vd. Let me stop sharing that right there. Oh, man. Let me turn my music back on, and let's put this other header up. If I can find it. So we'll just put this one back up there because we already know it's a slight possibility that he may. I want to tell you about this too, real quick too. But I'll tell you that in a minute. I'll go back to Rob Reiner in a minute. Okay. What is my thing? Okay. Okay. So anyway, let's go to D4vd David. So anyway, they did say. Hold on, let me find the story if I can. What did I do with it? They found a chainsaw in his home, I believe. I think that's on. Hold on, let me get that story real quick, you guys. So, what I did with it. Let me go back to this app and get that story real quick. I forgot what did I do with it. Oh yeah, just hold up 1 second. I have to get the story. It must be on my new phone. Let me go to this new phone and see something. Yes, a chainsaw. Now I got 50,000 phones, okay? With different stuff on each one. Hold on, let's see. Let's see if I kept it right here. Yeah, I think this is it. No, this is the wrong thing. I do with the daggone damn story. Hold on, let me find the right story. I may have to just type it back in and get the damn story. Sometimes I'll be forgetting. And then when I get off the live, I'll find it. Because it'll be right there. Okay, let me just type the story back in because I forgot exactly where I put it at. I thought it was in this daggone file right here, but I'm probably just overlooking it. Because I'll be rushing and stuff trying to find it. Let's look through it one more time. Let's see what I do with the stuff. So he probably is going to get indicted. in a couple of weeks or days or whatever. Because I mean, the chainsaw, the oven, the tools. I mean, what more can you find? Okay, let me just type that into the thing because I don't know what I did with that daggone story if I didn't make a mistake and erase it. Let's see. Okay, let's see what they said now. Okay, so this is according to News Nation. So right, I was right when I said that a chainsaw was found inside of the home that David, D4vd, that's what I usually call it, but it's pronounced David, okay? They found that in his house that he was renting, okay? So that PI, the private investigator, Steve Fisher, he's the one who revealed that an unused chainsaw was found inside the Hollywood King's home, okay, rented by music artist David. And remember, this same PI said that a burn cage was also inside the California home where the singer, whose real name is David Anthony Burke, was living, but it remained unopened. So, like I told you guys yesterday, according to TMZ, David is likely to be indicted in connection to the murder of 14-year-old Celeste Rivers, whose dismembered remains were found in the trunk of a Tesla registered to him on September the 8th. Now, the PI said there is no purpose for a chainsaw to be at this rental house. They are certainly not in charge of, trim the trees or anything. He said it still had the protective shield over the chain itself. There it is with a burn cage. You got to wonder what this plan was. That is crazy. So he got a burn cage, okay, and I told you guys what a burn cage is already. And he had a chainsaw, and he had some tools that you would use, on the farm or whatever the case is. All of these things. So what did he need that for? Let me tell y'all again what a burn cage is. What is a burn cage? I said burn, not bird. How do I? Let me type it in. It's something that you use normally to burn yard waste, leaves, and branches in cardboard. It looks like a little box type of thing. I can show y'all what it looks like. This is what it looks like right here. They probably was gonna, I don't know if he did anything to this girl. I'm just saying. It was probably gonna be used to put her in there to burn her up originally. Use a chainsaw to cut her body parts up and then put her in there and burn her up. I'm just thinking out to myself. I don't know if that's what it was ordered there for or anything. I'm just saying. You can burn sensitive documents in there. Okay. Centimeters. Okay. That thing can burn at 1600 degrees. Okay. That's crazy. Why would he need that there? For real. And then the chainsaw. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Now, the only thing about that burn cage is that It was still in the box and unused, okay? But still, you're trying to figure out why would he have a burn cage in his home? And maybe they said it was not open, maybe because they were going to put the girl in that burn cage later on. Okay, and maybe she was being stored in the refrigerator. Okay, and that's probably, like I told you before, that's probably why she was dismembered, so she can fit in there comfortably, right? Not comfortable for her because she's not alive, but I'm just saying, so, you know, the refrigerator won't get pushed open or anything like that. I don't know. And probably when he got back, if he did anything, they was going to use the burn cage, because one would think that as long as you pay the rent and everything, you put it in the refrigerator, you won't smell anything or anything. You won't have no reason to be searching through that house or anything like that. Because even if the parents knew she was there, they wouldn't probably be thinking he's going to do anything to this girl. I don't know. If he did do it, maybe he was playing out a sick, perverted type of fantasy type thing. I don't know. Or maybe she OD, but the reason, you know what, I said that yesterday, now I'm really just not even really thinking of even saying anything about that anymore, because if you have a burn cage coming to your house, you got a chainsaw, you got tubes. Why would you have all of that unless you are planning to do something weird? So if that's the case, then it couldn't have been no OD, all right? Because you wouldn't find all these type of things in that house, like somebody was planning on using this and they just didn't get the opportunity to use it. And another thing too, whoever helped him, I believe, is the one that took that body wherever it was at, whether it was in the refrigerator or not. They took that body and put that body in that car, like I told y'all before. Because it couldn't have been there the whole time, Plus, they claim that the body was still somewhat frozen, half frozen. So if you keep a body in the refrigerator or a freezer or wherever, it's not going to take forever to. If that body was in there longer amount of time, she would have been partially frozen. That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't take that long for a body to unfreeze that's been kept in the refrigerator. So that would tell you right then and there that she was just placed in there, probably maybe a day or two before someone found it. Let me see how long you can keep a body in a freezer. This is it right here too. Look, this little incinerator. That's what it is, really. I call it a little oven type thing. So maybe they were going to put her in there and burn her up. And 1600 degrees, I think, can burn everything, the bones and all, I believe. And they are illegal to use in LA County, okay? So he didn't supposed to even have that. Now, some people said that item was intended to be used as a prop for a video. But then they said, why would a 55-pound burn cage be delivered to a private resident instead of directly to a prop designer or a production house? Right. And they also said, why would it be ordered before departing on an extended world tour? And I said the same thing. And why was it never used in any video production? Yeah, it was ordered because I believe that maybe they were planning to use that before he left, and maybe he didn't get a chance to, or someone didn't get a chance to. You said you wouldn't Google that? That's why I could take it off. it won't bring up nothing crazy. But thanks for telling me. I looked it up once before. Okay, what did I just say? Oh, you talking about when I said about how long does it take a body to thaw out? Yeah. But I think I already know the answer to that anyway because I think I looked it up before. I think it doesn't take that long. Just like this, if you put some meat in the freezer or something like that. So the thing is that I believe that that girl's body was put inside of that car maybe a couple of days before they found it. Then those neighbors and stuff, people who saw that car said that car was moved, back and forth and things of that nature. So I'm wondering though, why did someone take her from wherever she was at and put her in that car? And I'm thinking that maybe that person who did that probably was trying to make themselves not look guilty and place all the blame on David. Okay, because if you did something with him and you are a friend or something, or a true friend, you're not going to take that body out of the house and put it in his car and then leave the car unattended so the police can come and impound it and then find the body. That's stupid. Okay, now even if David called him up and told him to get the body out the house because they're wondering where that girl is at, why would you leave the body in that Tesla though? You would think that you would take it somewhere else, and get rid of it. They could have actually buried it and nobody would ever found her. Okay, so why would you put her body back in the Tesla, okay, and then leave it unattended? If you leave it parked on the side of the road, whether you're in your neighborhood or not, that somebody is going to call the police or a police officer or somebody going to see it, and the police will be called to impound it. And I was surprised the police didn't smell the daggone car when they was impounding it. Because when they saw the car sitting there, when somebody called, they had to look inside, the car to see if they, what's going on and things of that nature. Yeah, and they haven't released that. So no telling what if they saw anything if the camera wasn't turned off. All of the cameras weren't turned off, but no telling what they saw. But I want to know who moved that car, who put her body in there. That's what I want to know, because whoever did that knows about everything, okay? And like I said, what was he going to use, or whoever had that chainsaw there, what were they going to use that chainsaw for? It's a perfect thing to use to cut up somebody, right? Okay, so, it wasn't used, as I think it wasn't used. I don't think it was used. Yeah, because it still had its protective shield over the chain itself. But it still doesn't say if it was ever used. They could have just used it and then put the protective shield back on it, unless it's something that can't be put back on once you take it off to use it. I don't know. But I know one daggone thing that's very strange, to have a bird cage, a chainsaw, and other tools in your home. Okay, and then this girl becomes missing and found dismembered and unalive in your car. Yeah, very bad. So this whole entire case is strange. The whole entire case. Because I'm telling you, we thought when they impounded the car, they would have already smelled the girl. And they also believe that she was unalive in the early spring. And I do too, because from accounts of the neighbors saying that car was there long before the police found it. And when I went back and counted the weeks, it took me all the way back to July. Okay? And the news is saying that this girl probably was unalive early spring. So we know spring comes in March. So between March and April, that's when she might have gotten unalive. So do y'all think this young man did this, or you think it's a setup, or what? I think he, along with someone else, did this. I really do. Now, was he in his right mind when he did it? I don't know. But I definitely believe he did play a role in this somehow. And I definitely know, somebody else is definitely involved, and that's probably the same person who took the body out the car and took the body out the house or wherever it was at and put it in a Tesla. Yep, that's what I believe. So let's go look online and see what they're saying about it real quick, and then we'll move on. Okay, let's see how long we've been here. We only got about 10 more minutes. Let me hurry up. Oh, let me do presenting sheet. I forgot already. Okay, let's look this up. Let's see. Okay.
So we've got a little bit more information regarding the David and Celeste situation, so let's get into it. So earlier today, I did report that the jury is trying to move forward with an indictment for David because they do believe that he was involved in the unaliving of Celeste. Now, there's currently a private investigator by the name of Steve Fisher who is also working this case, and he has been the one that's been providing us with a little bit of information that has been made available. And he was the one that also told us about the burn cage that was found inside of David's home. Well, he also stated that along with the burn cage was a chainsaw. Now, what good reason would you have to have these two things in your home? Now, that to me are complete red flags, but I guess they're trying to do their due diligence so that way when they do snatch him up, this case is sealed tight. Now, one of the other legal experts that were speaking on this case also made a good point. He states that although David has not been communicating and hasn't been the most cooperative, he also has not been a flight risk. So although he may be indicted, he may also be given a bail. And they're assuming that this is going to take a lot more time. But as more details become available, I'm definitely going to keep you guys updated. So make sure you hit that follow button so you don't miss any of those updates. I really appreciate your support. So we've got a little bit more information regarding
That's like I said, that's tripped out, man. Okay, and that really makes him look guilty. You said you think he did it, huh, ICP? I hate to say it, but I think he did it as well because just some weird shit going on. So let's see what this dude is talking about right here real quick.
More complicated as prosecutors continue to dig through evidence. They're starting to realize that David's family, friends, and...
We got this damn music in the background. We can't listen to that. So they found the burn cage. Okay, so we already saw that. I already showed you guys all that. But that, like I said, you guys, I'm not going to show any more video because they basically repeat everything that I said. But this does not look good. I'm just going to be perfectly honest. Finding all this stuff in there, the shoes that he had in there, all this weird shit. It just does not look good. I definitely believe either he did it or he played a role in it somehow. Okay, I don't believe he did not play a role in it. I'm not saying that I know because we don't know for sure, at least not yet. But I definitely believe if he didn't do it, he played a role in it. And whoever helped him, I believe it's the same person who took that girl's body and put it in their car. There is no way they could have put that girl in that car when he first, when he left. Because that damn car would have been so damn smelly, everybody would have smelled that child in there. Plus, she wouldn't have been partially frozen either. TikTok definitely is. You got that right, ICP. Okay, so I will be keeping you guys updated, okay, as I get more information. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little bit of breaking news, and then we are getting ready to get out of here. I told you we're going to only be in here for an hour. I meant that. And I'm looking at this clock. If the news can do their show in an hour, Shades 2 can do hers in an hour. You know what I'm saying? And they be talking about a lot of stuff. So I wanted to tell you guys about this. They said that Nick Reiner, the son of Rob and Michelle Reiner, he wanted to buy a GUN, you guys. Okay? Before his parents were unalived by him. And this is according to Radar Online. All right? So I guess maybe he was going to use that because he probably was thinking about this type of stuff. Who knows? So let's see here. They say he expressed his desire to own a GUN, though it's unclear if any steps to purchase a weapon were made. So he was trying to buy a GUN before. Somebody said that the son was not panicking. He was focused, and that's what makes it so disturbing. So, you know, he probably, I don't know why he wanted to get a GUN since he was a schizo. I mean, you know, he could be paranoid that somebody else was following him or whatever the case is, who knows. But he was he was thinking about getting a GUN. And why would he be allowed to have one, considering that he has mental, you know, illness going on? I mean, but you can get it illegally. That's tripped out. And then remember yesterday I told you guys that they sealed the medical examiner's records about Rob and Michelle Reiner. Okay, and I told you the reason why they probably did it. But yeah, so now you just found that out. He was trying to or thinking about getting a GUN. That makes me wonder, like I said, if he was basically thinking about unaliving his parents before. It just makes me think that. I don't know if he did or not, but it makes me think that. So let me see what the people are saying in the comment sections about this real quick. I'm going to link to that again. I'm going to go back to that because I want to see what people are saying. Okay, so they did say they were in bed, okay? They were asleep in bed. We figured that they probably was in bed because there is no way he could have been standing up or anything like that. That is crazy. So let's see what they're saying about this GUN situation here. Somebody said the same thing I said. He planned on unaliving them. So with that information coming out about him thinking about getting a GUN, now then they start looking at the fact that it could have been premeditated. And if so, I don't know if you can use that insanity plea. Now, somebody said they hope he get the DP, you know, the D penalty. I hope he doesn't. I hope they put him in prison forever. Okay, let him experience whatever is going to happen to him in prison. Okay, like, you know, if some of these inmates do things to him or anything, let him experience all of that. Gosh, it sure is. But you know, you can get one illegally. That is tripped out. Somebody said, I guess nothing was going to stop him. He knew what he was doing, but why? That's the question. Somebody said because his parents were not going to give him any more money. Okay. And plus they wanted him to go to rehab. It was said allegedly that Nick did not want to go to the rehab place. He wanted somebody to come out to him. But his parents basically wanted him to leave out that house so they can feel more safe and secure. So they was like, you have to go to that rehab, to the hospital and be there. And I can't remember if they said it was going to stop giving him money or not. I don't remember. But I did say something about some money, but I could have been giving my own personal opinions on that. I'm not sure. But I know one thing. They said that Nick did not want to go to a rehab. He wanted people to come to him and I guess treat him at his guest house where he was staying at. Maybe he unalived him because of that. But he was getting $10,000 a month. Maybe his father said, I'll cut you off from that unless you go to rehab. Anyway, that is crazy. I mean, sad situation. I don't know what else to say about this dude. I'm thinking that he planned the shit. Anyway, as I get more updated information, I'll definitely be telling you guys about it, okay? That's a daggone shame. So, y'all, Kevin O'Leary says broke people spend $15 on a salad for lunch, but say they can't invest. We can all stop eating out so much, you know what I'm saying? And you can actually save that money. Because if you calculate how much you spend eating out every week, you probably would have enough to put into a savings account or some type of account to draw off the interest or whatever the case is. So he's saying that poor people spend. They be getting all these things that they don't really necessarily get to have. And they be paying all these damn little small bills and, living above their means, get houses that they can't truly afford, cars, clothing, all of these things. And he said that's one of the reasons why poor people be poor and stay poor. They don't handle their money correctly. All in fast food restaurants, period. Now the designer clothing and handbags and jewelry and cars, and don't have no money worth anything in the bank. So yeah, y'all may need to check that out though. Check out his what he said about that, okay? And just type in what's his name? Let me find his name. Kevin O'Leary. What did Kevin O'Leary say about broke people? He said broke people spend $15 on a salad, but can't invest any money or save anything. He said, you don't think Nick didn't have any friends or girlfriends ever. That is so weird. Definitely. He was weird then. For real. And I think they got another recall today, too. Let's see. I forgot what it is, but they do have another recall. Still got the beef one, too, that I told you guys about yesterday. That everything tight. Let's see. So I already told y'all about the ground beef that was recalled. Now they also got some dog food that was recalled too. Now let's see what cat it is. It could have salmonella, okay, poisoning. Even people who handle the recalled dog food are at a risk of salmonella infection, okay? Especially if you didn't wash your hands. So it's country vet biscuits, original meaty flavor. Then they got Heartland Harvest dog biscuits. So all y'all need to do is go to Google and type in pet food, dog food recall, okay? And then they got some holiday snacks recalled from all these stores, okay? So again, just type in recall list. No, type in holiday snacks recall at or from all these stores, okay? Or you can simply go to Google and type in what foods are recalled today, okay? And it'll come up. All right, so it is time for me to get off of here. I can never do all of the breaking news because it's too much. It's so much happening, so much. But like I always say, whatever I didn't cover tonight, I will cover tomorrow. So thank you, Icy Kitty, for being here. Not eggs. Eggs was recalled the other day for, I can't remember what it was recalled for, but it was some eggs recalled. Just type in on Google, egg recall, in recall, egg recall, and then it'll come up and it'll let you guys know. Just like the ground beef and every thing else they have a recall for. Okay? So again, thanks to Icy Kitty for being here, everybody in the bushes, and everybody who watched this in the replay. Y'all don't forget to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this content. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe below and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any other videos. Make sure you share and leave a comment. If you want to show additional support for this channel, feel free to do a super stickers, super chat, a cash app donation, a $ Shades Tube, or copy yourself a membership for $4.99 per month. All right, let's go. I give my dog Heartland its Dollar General brand. He loves them. Okay. All right. The dogs, they be grubbing down on some of that food. I know my cats do. But anyway, y'all have a blessed night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Probably a little bit earlier than tonight. Now, we was on here pretty early tonight, considering the times I usually come on, when I be at work. I'm going back to work tomorrow, but I'm still come in at a decent time so I can do these lives earlier. All right? And make sure y'all check out my Country Wayne, my latest Country Wayne reaction video in my latest YouTube short, and check out my latest Dollar Tree haul. All right? Yeah, definitely check. Good night, Icy Kitty. Have a good night's sleep. And you guys sleep good and have a good night's sleep. Thanks to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watched this in the replay. Good night, y'all. It's sweet dreams. I'll see y'all tomorrow. This is Shades Tube. And y'all know what I'm about to say in about 1 second once I mute this music. Let's go over here. Okay. Good night, y'all. Peace out.
Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I let gang, get back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, and somebody hurt. Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right, yeah, late night with shade.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's tube, she back again.
Late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube,